Record. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. Rich, it's good to see you, my man. You got off the phone call? Man, you've been on the phone all day. Listen, if you're just joining us, we are at the recording part of our weekly BOSSXL Supercharged Sales, Success, Training, Success, Sales, Training. You know, sometimes I flip those words around, Rich. I don't know. It's SSL, XSSL.
Who cares what you call it?
You know what's funny is, so who's wearing a BOSSXL shirt today? Krista, I think. Krista got that. Now, Krista, you actually won a BOSSXL shirt, right? I see you wearing that. And it's so funny because a couple other people got a BOSSXL shirt too. Krista does, yeah.
Just hit gallery. Just hit gallery.
Absolutely. Let me see that. Boom. Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah. Boom. Awesome. Now it's funny because my wife, I wore the a couple weeks back, I wore our hashtag BOSSXL, and my wife is making fun, and she's like, "Oh, that's nice." And I'm going, "You like it? It's nice." She goes, "Yeah. What does it stand for? BOSSXL?" I'm like, "Oh, a new word. We are all BOSSXL." Okay. All right. Hetero, homo, doesn't matter. You know you've made it when you're called BOSSXL. Anyway, listen, Rich, I'm excited because today we're going to actually talk all about leased ad space, my man. But I'm not going to let you talk about it because you've talked about it way too many times. I've shown my results in leased ad space way too many times. And the truth is, maybe people are getting bored of us.
People are getting bored. Do you reckon that's what's happening? I can't imagine for 1 minute they'd be bored of us. But just in case, have we got a plan B?
We do. We have a plan BOSSXL. See what I did there? We do. Now, as many of you may or may not know, if you're watching this for the first time live, we want to thank you. Now, what we do for the first 30 minutes on these trainings every week is we spend the first 30 minutes not recording so that people can come out, they introduce themselves, they give their background, their story, how they got involved in internet marketing, all about their family, their day job, their night job, their shift job, whatever it may be, and ultimately how they came across BOSSXL, not to pat Rich and myself on the back for what we created, but to have us start to understand that every one of us has a story that's important. And one of the things we're trying to do in BOSSXL, obviously, is all about traffic, but also something a little bit bigger than that. And if you come into the group, you'll start to understand that more. We're not going to go into detail about that here because we spent the first 30 minutes talking about it. And all those people that you see in the screen view, okay, all agree, okay, that there's something more going on here with this whole Project X movement when Rich and I put this together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you say people, obviously it's all about traffic. I think it's probably worthwhile if we've got a couple of minutes, just give a snapshot what this gig is before we get straight into the training, you know?
Yeah, you want to do, since you've been doing so much talking today, and they know Bigg is always going to talk, and then what we'll do is we'll get straight into introducing our certified business coach David Pinto, who's actually going to step up and do a lot more talking. Now, if you're part of the BOSSXL Facebook group, all right, you see David in there quite a bit. He's our certified BOSSXL business coach. He is the only one we have right now. We are working on other members to be member coaches. But at this time, one of the great things he does is continue to share his story, his proof progress results. And what we thought we'd start to do is, instead of you and I, you know, pounding our chest about how great our results are, then maybe we let him come out and share. Yeah, exactly. And my chest a little bit smaller than yours. All right. Let him share his results, because one of the things that you and I started this week was we started to post up accountability posts. We started to talk about the things that people need to do, and David's been very good about that, buying in from the very beginning and being accountable for everything that we told him he needed to do and then some.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think it's going to be better coming from him. But before we do that, Rich, you were about to throw something out there, my man.
Yeah. Well, before we go into that, I was just going to give people that kind of synopsis, the overview. Oh, I love that word. But the overview, sorry, that's my geek side coming out. The overview of what BOSSXL really is, so that people have got that 30,000 foot view. You know, we talk about it all being about traffic, but what does that mean? So if you're watching this on record because one of your friends has been good enough to post it, share it, pass it to you, whatever, what the hell are they talking about in the first place, and why do we talk about traffic? So
now, while my dogs are busy barking like crazy, how do they get in the group? Rich, why don't we start with that?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, it'd be really easy if they could just get in the group really easily. So all they need to do is just go to www.getinthegroup.com. It's that simple. Once they're in there, everyone who goes to that website they request membership into the group, and Bigg or myself vets and approves everyone. We do that for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we don't want idiots in the group just spamming their crap. You know, this is about a genuine businesses working with genuine people, seeing genuine results and success. So it's for that security aspect and protecting people from morons. And also, we want to make them feel welcome so that they can join the group.
Rich, don't hold back there. You know, don't hold back.
Yeah, there's a rumor on the grapevine that me and you just say it as it is. I don't know where that comes from.
Don't hold back. So what exactly is, let's say they www.getinthegroup, all right, what are they going to find there? What exactly is BOSSXL quickly? And then the reason we're telling you this, if you're watching this live, most of it on the training, fantastic. If you're watching on a replay, someone shared a link with you because they want you to get in the group, but they also want to introduce you to the system. Okay, so BOSSXL essentially is about traffic, right, my man?
Yeah, pretty much. BOSSXL in its own right, it stands for a few things. You know, it's you've got the BO, the SS, the XL, business opportunities, plus a success system, plus exposure in a self-funding loop. You cannot fail. You can apply that formula to any business. If you take any business and you add an automated system that sells it for you and expose it to a niche market, that business will succeed. Fact. What we've done is we've incorporated lots of traffic tutorials, traffic knowledge, traffic training, traffic opportunities, because the biggest problem most people have making money online is they join a business opportunity and then they haven't got a clue what to do with it. So they spam Facebook, they hit up their family and friends, they corner old schoolmates who they've not spoke to for 20 years and try and get them to join and fail miserably. What they don't do is buy traffic because it's a scary thing, it's something new. So by us creating a system that in the first instance teaches about traffic, introduces low-cost, safe lists, traffic exchanges, things that probably mean nothing to you right now, but will after a little bit of training, what they're able to do is take, ultimately, any business opportunity and plug it into a success system and expose it to a marketplace and become successful, because we're teaching people here to be independent on their own rather than be dependent on us. They can depend on us to start off with because we've built something incredible. But beyond us teaching them what they need to know, this online marketing school, the BOSSXL system, is teaching them how to go it alone. And there's nothing makes me prouder than seeing people start to take that step. But the traffic that we teach about in the first instance, the first step of that traffic is a safe list. And that's what David Pinto, our certified BOSSXL coach, is going to talk about tonight. So David's going to teach anybody who's watching on record and the guys who are on this live all about how to use a safe list, what a safe list is, and in particular, how to make use of least ad space, which is the safe list that we promote inside this system. I think he should be back around about now, because you guys who are watching it on record can't see the live chat. He just had to pop away to top up his glass of wine by the looks of it. So
yeah, looks like David got on his disco shirt there, his glass of wine. David, you want to unmute yourself? Come on out, my man. And David's going to introduce you all to, now a lot of people on the call here already know about least ad space, but what we do every week is we break down a different program in BOSSXL, all the parts, and we go into detail every week about a particular program. And we do that because every time you come to the training, you're going to learn something new. So now David was one of those who right off the bat wanted to know what Rich and I were working on with this Project X, this monster funnel that we teased everyone with. And he dove in from day one. And from that, he knows everything inside and out, but also, again, this is a system and strategy that Rich and I had already been doing. We just put together a system to bring it public. What David did is said, listen, I'm going to dive in. I'm going to do exactly everything that needs to be done, all right, so that he can now share starting from ground zero. So David, come on out, introduce yourself, man, quickly. Let people know your background, your current, what you're doing, and then let's dive right into when you got started with BOSSXL, and let's start to share. And one of the things people love about these trainings is normally, Rich and I always share our back office live, but we felt maybe David could start to do on these trainings, he already does inside the group, share his back office so people can relate to the fact that David's not sitting there saying, you know, I've made 125,000, I've made 30,000, etc., but he's on track to. So David, thank you, my man. Come out and let people know who you are.
Hey guys, okay, so I'm David Pindo from India, staying in the Czech Republic, and my background is I have studied sociology and anthropology, and finally now I am working as a travel consultant for a travel agency here in the Czech Republic. So that's my background, and I have a 9 to 5 and still going on doing whatever I need to do, you know, to get, you can't just let one stream of income rule your life. So that's the basic idea. And okay, that's my introduction. What else am I supposed to do?
Rich, don't you always find it so funny? We're pushing. We're pushing
because it keeps it real, you know. The thing is, right, for you guys watching, if it's your first time on here or you're watching it on record, David Pinto is an absolute rock star. He's doing an awesome job. He's taking everything step by step, and on a daily basis, he does Facebook Lives, and he will talk for 20, 30, 40 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and he does an incredible job. We get him on here, and we ask him to say one sentence, and he it's like stage fright. It's amazing. But
too many people watching, Rich. Too many people watching.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good. Don't worry. So yeah, what we want to talk about then, pal, is least ad space. Explain to the people what is a safe list first of all. Why are we using least ad space? What's this safe list?
So hang on before you do that, David. Yeah. See, now it's hard for everyone. But like Rich said, David is very comfortable sharing in the group. Fantastic post. He does fantastic screen share videos. But part of working with David is to kind of do this on the fly live and kind of cover it. So David, if you'll share with people as you're starting to share your screen for least ad space, just let them know when you got started with BOSSXL and just recap why you found an affinity with BOSSXL that wasn't there before. Now, you've told us numerous times, but let the people know what was it about BOSSXL as you're starting to share your back screen that connected for you, because you are all in, man. You are all in, and we love that because you're doing great stuff as far as training videos, things like that. So as you're sharing, talked about, let people know your thinking behind jumping all into BOSSXL. And it wasn't because we paid you.
So just before I actually got into BOSSXL, which I joined right in the beginning, it was actually a month or a little more than a month before the actual launch of the system. So it was around November, if I'm not mistaken, end of October, November. And the reason why is I was already basically figuring out myself what I needed, and I had a tough time to put it all together. So most of what I'm going to talk about today, least ad space, I already had it. Okay, I already had least ad space, and I already had other parts of the BOSSXL system. And I was trying to get my plan out on my own, in my own way, but at the same time, I wasn't able to put it all together. In fact, today on my live, I spoke about a plan that I had which was called Free Traffic Flow, which was talking about traffic, but at the same time, it was not that powerful as what it could have been. So the BOSSXL system just fit in together. And not only that, that's the practical side of it, not only that, but Rich and Lloyd itself, but many of the other people also spoke to me about the atmosphere and the community aspect, which is something that I just love to do and love to be a part of. So it just fits together. And honestly, it's one of the best groups in terms of, if you haven't gotten the group, you should go to www.getinthegroup.com right now, because it's one of the best groups that you see actually interact. And for example, even I take it upon myself, if I haven't seen members for a long time interacting, I will get in touch with them even on personal chat, just to ask them how things are. So it's more of how you are doing. Okay, so that's on the BOSSXL side of it. Now getting into least that space, a safe list is basically a database of people who are looking to promote their business. And that's what leased ad space does. And leased ad space allows you to lease their list, okay, which they are growing on a consistent basis. So they are not doing this just for just to give you more, let's say, used or people who are used to seeing offers. They are actively sending traffic and they're actively growing their list, and you are just participating once a month or once every 9 days or once every 7 days up to 48 hours to promote to their list that they are building on a continuous basis, continuously. So that is what a safe list is, and that's why it's a powerful aspect to it. Now I'm going to share my screen. Can you guys tell me if you actually see it? Okay, that should be it. Okay, hopefully you guys can see least that space. I'm already in my dashboard in the back office.
You're good to go, David. Go ahead, my man.
Okay, great. So yeah, as you can see, if I go to how it works, you will get the actual step-by-step packages that you can get started.
David, why don't you move the people down at the bottom? There you go. Move that down at the bottom. Slap it down at the bottom. Yeah, you go. Beautiful.
Okay, so you can see exactly the things that you will get for each traffic package that you buy. And these are one-time payments. You're not paying them over and over again. It's just a one-time payment, and you can send and you can utilize the system and the list as it is. So these are the traffic packages these are the things that you get within the traffic packages. Okay, so you get text ads, banner ads, email, public profile, personal blog, which is something that you should utilize for free, and search engine traffic. What this means basically is that people, any which ways, who are using SEO, they will find your blog in some way or the other. So if you promote on least that space, it is sort of like having a public profile where you're getting traffic to your public profile, whether it's a blog or any other website or anything like that. So these are the packages that they have, and you can, like I said, you can go right up to 2 days, which the total, you have to level up. So each level that you take, so you have to first go into 7, then 17, 27, 47, 67, and so on, right up to 147. And you will be able to post a solo ad. So send a solo ad once every 48 hours, which means every 2 days. And these banner ads and text ads, which are so powerful, they sort of are unlimited, because every month you're getting like a refresh, a restart to promote again and again, and you just pay once. So I don't know whether you would find such an offer anywhere else, because a lot of safe lists out there, you either get maximum 1,000 credits per week, which is nothing, because you're sending 1,000 people, that's it, every week. But this, you're sending 3,000 people every 28 days. That's a minimum. That's a minimum. Imagine doing it every 2 days, and the list keeps growing.
Right. Okay.
So that's an overview of the power of least ad space in itself.
Just elaborate a little bit for people then, David. Just obviously we've got new people who are going to be watching this, so they get their solo every 28 days, or every 14 days, or every 5 days, or every 48 hours. But what is a solo? What's a solo ad? A solo
ad is basically an email advertisement. So imagine if you're you open. Let's go back. Imagine if you're reading a newspaper and you open a newspaper and you see a short article with a call to action, or somebody who writes a small article and just tells you to go and meet them or call them there. That is what it was. Okay, that was an advertisement. That was a text ad, or in a way before. Now you have applied the same thing to everyone who's online on the list, that they will get an email from you where you can advertise your offer, your service or product.
Okay, so all of the people who have subscribed to Least Ad Space, who've added their name to that safe list.
Yes, they will get an email from you.
And they'll get emails from you however often you're
You are able to send the emails. So once, the minimum is once every 28 days. So once every 28 days, you can send to 3,000 plus people an email talking about whatever you want. You could send them to your blog, you could send them to your Facebook profile, you could send them to your offer, anything that you would like.
Okay, and has that got to be the same email every time?
Not really. It depends on what you would like. That's the beauty of eStat Space. It allows you to test and tweak your emails. And I have a brilliant tip for you guys regarding that right now, if I can actually go into my members area and show
Yeah, please
you
do.
how the emails look like.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that David is going to do here is to give you guys an exact idea, because a lot of people would say, why would I want to write emails? Well, one of the things that you've probably heard is that the money is in the list. A lot of people out there, they don't have success in internet or network marketing because they don't have a list of people that they continuously drip on. You see, traffic is all about that. No matter what offer you have, if it's network marketing, an MLM company, if it's an internet marketing program, whatever it may be, if it's offline, you've got to have eyeballs on your offer. And one of the greatest ways is still email marketing. And there's an art to it. And what we love about leased ad space, and this is what David's learning also, and he'll tell you, okay, because these weren't things he was doing before really dialing into BOSSXL. He admitted he had leased ad space, but really didn't leverage it. And what you learn is that leased ad space becomes a very cheap way to learn, to have your training wheels, to write better copy, to write better email swipes. Swipes are essentially what he's going to show you. They are emails to get interest in people that are on your list to take action. So go ahead, David.
Of course. Firstly, I just want to show you guys that the progression. Okay, this is before I actually got into BOSSXL and how it has improved also. So when I first started with least ad space, you can see I had like text ads which were dominate your biz, leads, more leads, just titles that were maybe overused. Okay,
You think?
that
You think? But
yeah.
basically what he means is everybody uses those generic that essentially aren't going to resonate because people have seen them. And what happens, those people suffer from what's called banner blindness because they've seen it so many times. They've seen those same headlines over and over. They just ignore them. So go ahead, David. Good stuff. See, the great thing is you're going to see that David started exactly where you all are on this call, okay? Not knowing what the hell he was doing. So let me just do something. If I throw enough shit against the wall, some of it will stick. The problem is, okay, that we want to have someone like David who's already done that, someone like us, so that you don't spend as much time throwing as much shit. All right. You're still going to be somewhat, because you're trying to find your own voice, right, David? And that's what you've now found. Yep. Go ahead.
So as you can see, there are some, I utilized different kinds of techniques. So the first time I had just the $7 package, so I could do it once every 28 days. And I started off with using generic titles from like a marketing system that I had, which was also just like a one-time payment, but it did not, it got clicks, it got opens, but that's it. I didn't get many leads. So I tried to test out with different kinds of opportunities, what offers I was in, and I'm showing you guys the progression. This is what was happening. And then I reached here where I said, hey, least ad space members, it's David. And that's where things changed. Now you can see the opens might be less, but I got more leads from this. And the reason why it changed is this is when I joined the BOSSXL system. Okay. And I started talking to least ad space members directly and showing them that the opportunity that they have in front of them is to leverage a system which can help them get more referrals or more sales or commissions into least ad space. So this is something that is important when it comes to titles, because I'm going to show you the progress of the titles as well, and maybe the emails, depending on how things go and how much time we have. But yes, so you can see I spoke direct. The first thing I did was try to speak directly with.
So David, hang on one second. So what you're saying is you actually were starting to introduce yourself personally to the people on the safe list, which is all the members of least ad space.
Exactly.
All right.
And at that point, it was around 2,500 people.
Okay, go ahead, my man. Good stuff.
Okay, so that was the first thing I did. And then I started introducing BOSSXL the next time to see how the results were going. And I got some more results with that. So first myself, then the next time the system, but using myself as well, okay? And then my results. Then as I went on, I started using more and more different kinds of titles. And actually, I'm still testing. So I'm going to give you something that a lot of people reach this point and then they stop because they don't see results. But that's when you don't stop. As I went on, the last email that I sent, the last solo ad that I sent, which was, I think, 3 or 4 days ago, ready to get more sales, okay? The title is the only thing I changed here. The copy of the email, which I will show you, is exactly the same as the last 4. And from this, I got 0 leads. And I'm not saying this to make you guys afraid. I'm saying that means at this point of time, there's a red flag for me that something is not working in my copy. Maybe it's overused because I used it 3 times, but the next time I will change my email. So it reaches a point where you can test exactly what works for you. And the same copy 3 weeks ago got me 10 leads in about 1 hour.
So you're using this not just as a lead generator, not just as an income source, but you're using this as a testing ground.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna open this email just to show you guys this how exactly the same. This
So now,
is
David, let me ask you a question. All right, Rich brought up a good point. All right, had you done this before, where you were testing different headlines?
No.
All right, so now you understand. All right, that when Rich and I call this the training ground, and why it's the first offer at only $7. It's really so that you can start to become more comfortable with testing and writing from your own voice, correct? That's kind of what clicked for you. Okay,
Exactly.
Go ahead, my man. Good stuff.
It helps you brand yourself and know how to write. Let's say also to put out your message in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, this email, okay, which I wrote really short and simple. I didn't want to complicate things, and in fact, that's why it's the title. Okay, and I linked it to a sales page, which is actually me talking about exactly what is in the email. Okay, so it's congruent in this way. It's the same thing. So when they go to the landing page, they see a video of myself talking about not complicating things and how the strategy is going to.
Dave, let's go ahead and share that. Go ahead and click. Let's share that.
Yeah.
So if I click this,
on that point, is that something then that this sales page that we're looking at right here? Is this something that you've been able to learn as a result of what we've got going on?
Yes.
Now, for all of those, Rich, good point. David, what you've done here is fantastic. A lot of you in our training, all right, when you got introduced to the BOSSXL strategy, okay, we're introduced to the concept of the 5 things that we talk about, okay, traffic funnel filter, follow-up, right, and then the last being tiered congruent offers. The key word there being congruency. So if you notice what Dave has done here, different than when he first started out. When he first started out, he was just throwing up emails and headlines, and basically they were all very salesy. What he did here was he simplified it, but his message is congruent. Like he said, it's short and sweet, it's not complicated, but his link takes them to, guess what? A video that says the same thing. If you look at the headline that says, my exact strategy, it commissions in LAS, watch for more. So if they click on that link, now he can spend more time, and what he's doing is what's called a soft sale, all right? But the congruency is there because he's not taking them to something that he didn't already pre-sell them on in his email. So the congruency is there, and so that's why, okay, Dave talked about he got higher conversions to leads, to signups. Go ahead, Dave. Good stuff here, my man, because he thought about it going, if I'm going to do an email in here, what's my back end going to be? He reverse engineered and said, where do I want to take those people? So again, we're filtering people, right? In the funnel, we want to filter those people. So if they do
Exactly.
click on it, they've already filtered themselves at the one level, but we don't want to just immediately send them into an offer. What he's done now is he basically says, I want to get you on my list. So he's transferring them from leased ad space, okay, safe list, to his own personal email list where he's going to drip on them with his own personal content. Go ahead, Dave. Good stuff, my man.
In contrast to that, what a lot of people do, and here's what David's done, is he's done the exact opposite of what most leased ad space members do. And most leased ad space members, like all new marketers who don't know any different, they will have an offer. It might be a sex offer, it might be a rubbish offer, but they'll have an offer and they'll do one of two things. They will either write an email that tries to sell that offer, and they'll ram it down people's throats, and they'll sell so much that they'll even buy it back from them, and the people won't be interested in clicking the link. Or they'll do something completely different, which is they'll have their offer, and they'll spend so much time trying to come up with a decent email that the email content it might be a great story, but it has nothing to do with the offer. So when people do click on it, they can't make any sense of the two things. The two things don't work together. You know, you can create a catchy email, a catchy story, a catchy way of almost tricking people into clicking the link. And then once they've clicked the link, they see the offer, which doesn't look like it's got anything to do with the email that they've just clicked.
Now, what's wonderful is David has taken a lot of the training that we put out for people, and I noticed something, and I think it's fantastic, David. On your second line, you picked up what Rich and I talked about a number of weeks back, where we said you want to include your headline in the body of the copy as well, which you did. You said, actually, it's quite achievable. Now, if you go to where you take them on the link, guess what's also in the headline there? It's quite achievable. So there's that congruency we're talking about. And it takes people a number of times before it sinks in, that sales tag sinks in. So Dave's done a great job here. And what we're trying to show you is David started exactly where all of you are, from ground zero. Actually started before that because he had leased ad space and really never used it because he wasn't getting results. So David, talk about what changed for you. What was that switch you talked about right around the time you got involved with BOSSXL? But was it being on the additional trainings, my man? Because I remember when we talked about this about a month ago, and it looks like some people listened and some didn't. But take us through what you're trying to accomplish now with an email and a setup like this.
Well, definitely what changed for me was not only the trainings, but the basic funnel itself. I'm sorry to say, but that's how it is. I mean, when you go through the funnel, okay, when you go through the BOSSXL Supercharged Sales Loop system, which is a mouthful to say, you are going to learn so much already, and that is for free. You don't even need to be a part of anything. Just going through that, you're learning a lot. Using that as a base of how I can grow, let's say, in my own business, I took that knowledge that I learned before that, and then coupled it with the weekly training that we have, and it just spills over to this. You know, and honestly, the one thing that I do is whenever I write an email, I don't look for the title right in the beginning. I write the email, and this is a tip. I write an email, and then I see what resonates with me in the email, and I use that as a title so that people are reading the title and getting the same thing in the email when I speak about it.
Now, I hope you're all writing that down. That was a $1,000 tip that he just gave you. All right. So for those that missed it, David, we're going to be nice to him since you're the certified BOSSXL coach. Why don't you repeat again? Because I think people struggle with what they think they ought to say, in their email, and you've laid it out so simply. So go back over that again, my man. You better all be writing this down.
So when you're writing your email, write whatever you feel is necessary, how you want to present it, okay? In your own language, don't worry about how it's going to come out. But once you write the email, look at it, see what resonates with you, and use the same, maybe 3 or 4 words, depending on how it is, use it as a title. Don't try to change it or make it a clickbait or something like that. Just use the title, what you feel is the right thing at that point of time. And usually in your email, even if it's a short email like this, I can see at least 3 or 4 titles that I can use just by looking at this short email.
Completely.
Awesome. And let's roll over again to your site there that you take them to, which is a lead capture page. Do not ever, ever, ever send people unless they're already on your personal list, all right? Send them to a page that you're not capturing information. Here's what we're trying to do for all of you. And this is, Dave took this like a duck to water, with green hair. Bottom line is it clicked for him and he understood. What we're trying to do is transfer people off of LAS, okay, to your personal list. We're trying to transfer people off Future Ad Pro to your personal list, all right? We're trying to transfer other parts of the system to your personal list, all right? So BOSSXL is more than just that. The beautiful thing about leased ad space is these people are already marketers / buyers, but they're no different than you. If you're part of leased ad space, you're that same group where you're trying to learn and earn more. So you've got to find a way to do what? Don't sell them. Make a connection with them, because they see all the other shit. Go ahead, David. I mean, that's what's beautiful. If you look at it, scroll up there and look at his headline. Like he said, he carried it over. My exact strategy. He talks about strategy over there. So good stuff, David. So I hope all of you wrote that down. That was definitely worth $1,000. Come on, David, hit us with some more stuff there. See, these people don't even know. They thought we bestowed a title on you, because we just needed one. But the truth is, David's done a great job not only diving in, but also learning, and then he implements, okay? And then the beautiful thing that he's doing is what we keep saying to all of you, okay? Start to personalize your own message, all right? Yes, we've written, autoresponder follow-up series, all that type of stuff. But what we love about Leased Ad Space, David is showing you, it's your training ground for learning how to write your own copy, which you'll then turn around and start to write your own autoresponder for BOSSXL as well. So show us some more stuff, David. Good stuff so far.
I'm going to show you 2 things which I think are really useful, because a lot of people, even though they're in the system, some are maybe on the lazier side, and then when they don't get results at the same time, they're not so motivated. So 2 things, okay? Get results has never been this easy. Can you see this? It's an email that I sent to my list. Now, if I open it, it's exact copy that I sent to a list of mine, okay? But I copy pasted that email that I wrote there here, exactly how it is with all the links. And what Leased Ad Space did is that it sent it to no one. 0. There were clicks from I have no idea where, but it didn't go to anybody. So this was my mistake, because I got lazy this week. Okay, I got lazy and I didn't do the actual thing that I was supposed to do and test the system. So never try to also just go out there and say, okay, I'm going to copy paste things and that's it. Sometimes you make mistakes and you learn from them. So take advantage of the mistakes that you make and learn to go ahead. So from that day onwards,
David, for all those people, that's fantastic. Again, always own your mistakes. So just let people know, what package do you currently have? And how many
right now I have the $27 package, which is the Emerald package.
And this lets you send out a solo email how often?
Every 9 days.
Every 9 days. To now we're over 3,500 plus and growing members. Exactly. So you can do the math there. And if you'll look at that, all right, on average, okay, 3,100, 3,200. As he said, what you're going to see is, okay, different click rates, different open rates, all right? But what he's found, as he showed you, see that bottom there? He knows right off the bat, just looking at the numbers, that was a pretty crappy performance, and it all has to do with the headline, all right?
It has to do with the headline, but it has to do also with the fact that I use, as you can see, the exact same copy, which I think so at a certain point of time, when you use the copies so much, it doesn't convert. So this is the point. Now, next, after 9 days, I'm going to change my ad copy. I'm going to change my email because it's not working for me.
Now, stay there for a second, buddy. For you guys who are on this live, I want you to grab a screenshot of those numbers. And then what I want you to do is I want you to compare those numbers with your own results so far. If you're achieving those numbers or less, then you need to hook up with your least ad space sponsor or your BOSSXL sponsor or David, and let's work on getting your numbers higher. Now, if your numbers are above what David's achieving there and his numbers are pretty good, then do the same again, but share your information. Let's share value as a team. Let's share successes as a team. So use this as a benchmark statistic and have a look at your own numbers and see where they're comparing.
Now, David, let's pick on you a little bit and help people out here. Once you guys have that screenshot, let's go to the blog numbers there on the right, and let's explain. Yeah, let's explain to people. All right, let's explain to people. You see his blog numbers going down. All right. Everyone who is a member of Least Ad Space gets gets a blog, okay, as part of it. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say I'm guilty. Rich talked about it last week, a couple weeks ago, that going to spend more time. Rich does a better job, obviously, than I do, okay? But I tend to do a lot more videos, but that's no excuse. But, David, talk to us about the numbers. Have you looked at the numbers going down as your click increases on your solos, but the blogs clicks go down?
You mean these blog views?
Yeah, blog views. Yeah. Talk to us. Be real with people.
Yeah, well, I haven't been so active on the blog as well.
Ah, so there you go. But let's go to the blog and show people what they can do. Because here's the thing. All right, you can blog and send people to your blog without worrying about the solo emails every 9 days, etc., even if you're at the $7 level. That's what I meant, Dave. I wasn't calling you out, but it does show you if you're not active, okay, in pushing that part of it, then obviously you're not going to get clicks on it. But what Dave has seen, okay, is he can be more active in writing the emails to get more clicks and get more leads from that, because ultimately you're wanting to push people, okay, whether through the solo emails, because he stepped up to the $27 level, over to your own personal list. If you aren't at that level and you still want to drive traffic to your personal list, spend more time on the blog. Go ahead, my man.
Now, there are two things with the blog. The one is you have your personal blog, and the other one is you have an ad blog. Now, the ad blog is a little different from the personal blog. Another feature that you get with Least Ad Space is that you can literally write a blog every single day and put it out there and actually get people to your offer, whatever it is you want to say, or just write a blog itself. So you can use it as you can generate even more traffic, which is outside the solo ad deal, which is outside. You can do this on a daily basis, guys. Blog. I haven't been taking advantage of it. You can see in the beginning I was, and then suddenly nothing. I mean, this month, this month, nothing.
Yep.
So I haven't taken advantage of that. The other place is an ad blog. Now, the ad blog is whenever you send a solo ad, okay, your email gets stored for life on the ad blog of Least Ad Space, okay?
Ah, now think about that, all right? The ad blog, and here's why I'm bringing this up, David, and you know this, but maybe many people don't. This is where we gave a ninja trick about a month ago, Rich and I did, that you don't have to actually read the emails that are sent, all right? You can go right to the ad blog, and if you scroll down, David, you'll show where they can click on this for credits, because you're required as a member, okay, to look at so many, and there it says click to earn the credit. So my question to you is, if most people who are members are going to the ad blog to get credits, wouldn't you think more about how the email or the solo ad you're writing looks on the ad blog as opposed to the solo email itself? Case in point, all right? We talked about it. The headline is going to be the headline. The body copy is going to be the first two sentences there. So a lot of what you're looking at here is how are you going to write a more succinct that's going to stand out, all right? And someone's going to click that. Go ahead, David.
Offers Bigg. It fits in congruently with like writing solo ad copy with knowing that the ad blog exists.
Yep.
So
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's definitely what I meant. All right. So here's what we're trying to have you understand. And the ad blog is based off your emails, right? Okay. So you can look at doing that. And as David talked about on the other side, just to get you used to writing more. Listen, if you don't have the money, then you have the time. Okay? If you don't have the money, you have the time. All right? That's just the way it works. So if you come in at the lowest level, $7, and you want to take full advantage of leased ad space, do what you can with the $7, being able to send out that solo ad every 28 days. But the personal blog, you can write every single day. Right, David?
I think we're giving too many tips out today, man.
Way too many. No, it's training. It's
But
training.
yeah, that's exactly what you can do. And honestly, I've not been utilizing it, but there are people who go out there and actually write a blog every day. And honestly, if you do, consistency always works for you guys. Always.
All right. So let's finish up some more training on the different parts of the packages, my man. And then for the people that are watching this on replay, we're going to stop the recording. And what's great about being live on the call is we open up questions about anything and everything about leased ad space, about the system, about BOSSXL that we answer for people when we stay on, normally anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to an hour, answering all those questions for people individually so that they can take notes, go back and make corrections to their current and existing marketing plan. But we want to basically give you some last training on leased ad space before we do that. And then maybe we'll open it up, Rich, if you see a couple of questions there on maybe some of the things that David's covered today. David, any last one or two training things you want to go over, my man?
I would say just the thing is, when you have a smaller package, you don't have much of a chance to get more training on text ads and banner ads. So it's good that you optimize them to the best of your ability, because you can see that you can also add, you can see your click-through rate, you can see your statistics right here. If things are not going well, you will know it. But after a certain point of time, if you don't have a package, if you don't upgrade, then you don't have any more traffic to send. So this is something that a lot of people think that they will have text ads every time they send, or banner ads every time they have the 9 days or after 1 month. But that's not the case. You get it once. Only when you're a red diamond member, which is the top member, I mean the top level, that will allow you to get every month more and more banners and text ads. So that's the advantage of getting to red diamond as well, guys.
Absolutely. Now, saying that, the red diamond level, what's the cost on that, David? And it is also one time, but you have to cover each level. All right. So let's go back real quick for those people, and let's cover the cost for each of the levels and remind them once again what they get, because you bring up a great point there.
So yes, one-time purchases, not monthly. You have $7, one solo ad every 28 days, 4,000 impressions, and 8,000 banner ad impressions. Okay, and one permanent, as this is important, guys, one permanent text ad in our classified ads directory. I mean, that says a lot. Then you have $17, which gets you even more impressions for your banner and text ads, and solo ads once every 2 weeks. 27 once every 9 days, and the frequency increases. 47 once every 7 days. 67 once every 5 days. 87 once every 4 days, and 147 once every 48 hours, and unlimited permanent text ads in our classified ads directly. This is also what I mean to say that you can, when you reach here, as you can see, right up to 87, right up to diamond, you have a lot of impressions, but it's not unlimited.
Exactly.
Once you reach here,
yep.
your potential goes to another extreme, I think so.
Oh, absolutely. What you do is you then have an unlimited stream, as you talk about, where you can lay out your marketing plan and knowing what you're doing, because every month those 110,000 impressions re-up every month, and those 60,000 impressions on text ads every month. The beautiful thing is you get to send a solo email every 2 days to the entire database inside leased ad space. And so what it comes down to is if you add all those up, all right, what you get is about what it's going to cost you to buy solo ad traffic for about 1,000 clicks, because you have to pay for each one. And that's why people are loving leased ad space, and more people inside BOSSXL are making the move to red diamond as quickly as they can. Again, once you understand how powerful this system is. Now, Rich, I know there are a couple of questions, so maybe we can do this. David, if you keep your screen share open, Rich, why don't you choose a couple of people, have them come out and actually ask their questions live for David while he still has a screen share open.
Yeah, well, let's start off with Daniel. Daniel had a couple of questions, actually. So, Daniel, if you want to come out from Switzerland, Switzerland, Sweden, Bigg's confused me. I used to get it right every time. He always said the opposite, and now I don't know where I am. So, yeah, Daniel, can you hear us?
Yes.
Beautiful. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Really good. So do you want to jump in and let us know, well, let David know your questions, would he?
My questions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my questions is only that I have so much impressions left every month, and they never will be used. I'm a little bit concerned about that fact. If you're on the red diamond level, you have so much impressions every day, every month. They're refreshing, and they never will be used.
Well, you said, am I cool answering this? Anybody else?
I was going to say, Rich, come on. You're going to hit the man with the money hammer, because having too many impressions means what, Rich? Go for it, baby.
That's one hell of a problem to have. Everybody should be striving for that problem. But here's the thing. You're absolutely right. You get a massive quantity of impressions once you reach red diamond. It's a great position to be in. But what we want to do is we want those impressions to be utilized. How's that going to happen? Purely by us all getting busy, by us all bringing more traffic sales and driving more traffic through the least ad space site. The more page views, the more banner exposures, the more impressions. At the minute, I don't think people realize what me and Bigg are talking about when we stress how excited we are that this has only got 3,200 members. You know, the traffic business where me and Bigg first got together had over 3 million members. When you've got 3 million members, 100,000 banner impressions per month is not going to be enough.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing for this quantity of members.
Yeah, and Daniel, it's a good place to be in, because that means if you are consistent with your messages in your banner ads and your text ads, your message is going to be seen much more than most, because most people will not see themselves at the red diamond member level. And it's always good to be one of the first and the most seen. All right. So the idea is that you will need to step up and basically try to get as many banners as you can in that list. All right. So if we were to take a look at your back office, I'm sure we would probably maybe see 5, 6, 7 when we should be seeing 30, 40, 50 different banners, so that you get all those impressions used. There's nothing that says you have to stop at 3 or 4 or 5 different banners. All right.
Yeah,
so great question. Again, it's a good position to be in. Let's talk on the side about with David, okay, about how you can start to get more banners up. Go ahead, my man.
Okay, just let me ask final. If I set up more banners, then I will get more impressions. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So if you've got one banner in the system, for example, that's waiting for 100,000 people to see that banner can only be shown so many times. Whereas if you've got 5 banners in the system that are being shown all over the system, or you've got 50 banners in the system that are being shown all over, you'll work through your impressions quicker. But also, just a point, and if Dave, obviously I'm not calling you out, David, this is training for everybody as much as anything. But what David's missed, which a lot of people do, if you go back to your dashboard, buddy, what you'll see is your banner impressions are allocated per size. So although David's used all of his impressions on his 468 by his 60, if he scrolls up, what he'll see on his menu that he's still got 20,000 impressions available
at a different size.
So he's got 20,000 impressions available. All he needs to do is upload a 125 by 125 banner.
Right, and that's probably, Daniel, what you're running in also. Don't be sizes. Don't just be stuck on one banner. You know, share the love with all the banner sizes. A lot of you people out there want to discriminate against smaller banners, but sometimes smaller banners are powerful. Those little 125, 125 are what you see on the ad log. Ha! What you see on the ad log.
And actually, the 125 by 125 actually works much better on a lot of sites. I haven't done it yet because I'm basically crafting my banner to the T.
Oh, no, David, Rich said he wasn't picking on you. We're just saying that that's what we're talking about. Now, one of the things why we come on here and do training each week, and just had a bird fly in my window, is to have you guys understand how powerful this little program is. And part of mastering least ad space is just that, chipping away at it and understanding you're not limited. The reason that people like myself immediately said, you know what, are you kidding me, and went red diamond immediately was because of the exposure, the pure exposure to take those people off least ad space list onto my personal list. Okay, because when they're in my house, I can control what they eat, I control what they drink. All right, and I want them drinking my Kool-Aid, right, Joseph? I want them drinking my Kool-Aid. All right, so that's the idea. Go ahead, Rich.
That's the power of all these gigs. You know, yes, it's easy to look at them and think, you know what, I'm going to make money in this, or to look at it and think, oh, I can advertise such and such and sell this. But the power is in getting them in your backyard. You know, if you've got 3,000 buyers there, you want those 3,000 buyers in your house, not in least ad space house. And if you're smart about it, like David's being, and he's talking to them as fellow least ad space members, giving them a tool or a resource or a product or a service that's going to help them as least ad space members, then they're going to come to your party, which is exactly where you want them. Now,
I was going to say, Rich, there's a ton of questions. Let's do this. One more live question. Then we're going to stop the record button. Before we do, we'll do the one live question. You pick the one. I think Nigel's got a great question. Bring them out. We'll record that. We'll give people how to get in the group once again that are watching this on replay. Then we'll go where we can answer. I mean, now all of a sudden there's probably 10 or 12 questions in the group chat, my man. So let's do that.
Let's bring out Diane. Oh, that's quite a lengthy one.
No, just have Nigel. Why don't you ask your question, because that's a good one, because it has to do with solo ad click credits.
I've not even seen that, so come on out, Nigel.
Yeah, there's like 15 different questions here now. That's good stuff.
Okay, you hear me?
Yes. How you doing, buddy?
No, it was the solo ad clicks. What do I use them for? I've seen when I send out a solo, I have to have so and so many clicks to be able to send out the solo. But then what do I use the rest for? I mean, I've got 100 something just lying around. It's not used, so I don't bother clicking any ads.
Who's going to answer? You want me to answer this?
Yeah, David, we already, Rich already lamb-basted and laid into my man Daniel from Sweden, Switzerland,
Sweden.
Yeah, I know exactly. Go ahead, David. You could get that one, my man. I'll go back to your shared content. You can answer it.
This basically means that, okay, right now I'm at the Emerald level. So for the Emerald level, there is, I think, I don't know exactly how many credits you need to have, but at a certain point of time, these credits go away because of the sheer volume of how many times you're sending your solo ads. So each solo ad when you send, you need to have some solo ad credits. You have to think about it. Once you reach the red diamond level, you're sending every 2 days. So those 100 that are going to be there will disappear. Okay, so that gives you the incentive.
Actually, at the red diamond level, let me upsell all of you on this call. You don't have to click on any solo ads. All right, at the red diamond level, you are King Kong Bundy. You control the impressions. It's your house. You control what people eat. You control what they drink. All right, that's the beauty of this. All right, and I'm not trying to upsell you just to upsell you, but when that resonates with you, okay, and you're like Daniel there who moved up to the red diamond level and all of a sudden is going, whoa, I have more impressions than I know what to do with. Then it's your job to learn how to use all those impressions, but you're not focused like David's going to go. When you're in the lower levels, David, you have to click to get credits in order to send out. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, so just
Yes.
Nigel's question back then, because we spoke about this at the start. So just to kind of refresh what David mentioned at the start, you buy at whatever level. So you buy your $7 or your $27 or whatever. That buys you your solo ad. You can send that solo ad for life, however often it allows you. So at $7 every 28 days, at $17 every so many days, and so on and so on, as long as you've clicked enough other emails open or looked at enough in the ad blog, and that earns you a credit. So
Yeah, I think it was 20 or something.
Yeah, so David here has been really busy. He's been looking at a lot of adverts. He's been doing a lot of research. He's been using this as the training ground and feeding off the stuff that other people have been doing.
Yep.
And that's built him up a big bank of credits. So he can now send whatever emails he likes because he's got enough credits. Some people, like me right now, my credits are at 0 because I've not looked at any emails for the last few days. So before I can send another email, I have to earn credits by reading some of these emails that I'm getting. So the benefit of having lots of credits is that you don't have to panic view before you send your email.
Now,
Good.
Rich, you know what could fix that problem? Just simply moving up those 2 notches so that you're red diamond also, my man. But it's none of my business.
I might beat you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really quickly, and we'll end the recording here, David, go over and show them once again where they click to actually get credits for viewing people's solo ads. It's in the ad blog. This is the easiest way to do this. You want to do this for 2 things: research, like David does, to see what other emails people are writing, but also to get your credits so you can turn around and send out your own solo ad blast. But they're all right there. Click to earn. Go to ad blog, and you basically click on your 20 or whatever it may be, and you get the credit, and you can send out your solo ad. And again,
And this is all about training. We haven't even spoken about the earning potential, guys.
Oh, no. We don't want to scare people away. They're not in it to make money, David. They're here to learn to be better marketers. Money, they're willing to pay out big money to learn to be better marketers. The bottom line is, go back to, we'll end it on that, David. Go back to the packages and we can show them, or you can show your transactions. I don't care, my man. The bottom line is, we'll go back to the packages. Each of the packages, okay, is 100% pass up to you on your signups once you fill your levels. Once you fill your levels. So the bottom line is, if you go into your least ad space, you can look at the compensation plan, and it'll tell you how many people are in level 1, how many people are in level 2, et cetera, et cetera. What happens is, if you haven't filled your level and someone steps up above, they get passed up above you, not necessarily to your sponsor, but to someone that's already filled level 1 or level 2 or level 3. If you're not at level 3 yet and someone buys all the way to level 3, they will go in that person's level 3. All right? So the idea is, we talk about it, the sweet spot in least ad space is to be at least the Emerald package. We're not saying you have to, but most people stop, okay, at the first 2 levels. So you want to position yourself so that when those people, okay, bring people in and they have those people that see all this training that move up to at least level 3, they get added to your level 3. Do you follow that? And so that's another sneaky little thing. And David, what we'll do is, my man, it's up to you if you want to share your transactions. If not, we can share them off recording. It's your call.
Share
Well,
them off. Share
I'm
them off.
sorry?
Yeah, do that off air.
All right.
Okay.
So, Rich, why don't you do this? Give them a hard call to action, and we will stop the record button. Everyone on the call, stick around. We'll stick around for another 30 minutes. We'll get through all these questions. First things first, everybody give David a round of applause by putting up your virtual hand, sticking up a virtual hand, which is manage participants. If you click on that, you'll see to the right, it says participants. You'll see you're able to raise your hand. Come on, David deserves more of a round of applause than that. There we go, there we go, there we go. Good stuff, David, brother. Rich, give him a hard call to action, my man.
Beautiful. So a massive thank you to David Pinto, our certified BOSSXL coach. Awesome job. It's great to have you out on your first proper training session. So that was epic. What you guys need to do next is, if you're watching this on record, you need to connect with whoever has shared it with you so that you can get set up in whatever aspect, ideally all of the BOSSXL system. You need to get inside the group at www.getinthegroup.com. And more significantly, you need to be on this training for real, live next week, so that you can take advantage of the 30 minutes beforehand and the God only knows how long afterwards, because these guys now have free reign. You know, people pay big money to have access to me and Bigg in our Winners Circle group, one-to-one mentoring. The only other people who get that level of access are the people who hang about after this call on a Wednesday evening. So we want to see you here next week. We might have room for a couple more people next time round, and so watch out for the links coming out on the BOSSXL Supercharged Sales Group page, which if you've not liked that page, you need to go do that. Go and do that right now also. So I'm going to stop talking before I lose my voice. Today's been an epic day, I tell you.
I know,
Loved every minute
absolutely.
today. Thank you for being... I'm done, mate. I'm done. I'm just saying thank you for being on here. Everybody, if you...
All right, Rich, shut it down. Shut it down. No, everybody don't go anywhere. We want to thank you all for watching. If you're watching on replay, we appreciate it. We're going to hit the stop record button now. Stick around. Again, make sure you reach out to the people that shared the link with you. We'll see you on next week's training live, as we always do, at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and whatever GMT happens to be because of the clock changes. We'll see you then. Again, David, appreciate all your help, brother. Stick around. We got a bunch of questions to cover. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.